What's up, you guys? K-Mac here to do another Tophia Chew video. I'm really sorry I have not been putting out as many of these as I should. I promised to try and do each video, but there have just been so many lately, and they're all so long. And unlike Tophia, I work a full-time job, and up until recently, I was also enrolled in like night classes and stuff, so I really have had no time. The weekends are when I really like to do this, but I've had to do other stuff these more recent weekends. So I'm really looking forward to doing this one. And for the first time in a while, I watched this at work. And I was watching it so much, like, I even left comments down here. Like, I started to timestamp and stuff. Because, I figured if I was going to watch it ahead of time, I might as well get some ideas and, have an idea of what's going to happen. So normally I react to these live, but I don't remember if I watched the entire thing. I got to at least minute 52. Yeah, okay, it looks like I watched the entire thing. So there's a lot to say about this one. Tophia's out of her mind. And, yeah, this is a great one because sorry about that noise, you guys. It's like everything that all of the topics about her. Sorry, I'm not fit. This video contains like everything that's been happening to her lately. Look, the ASMR stuff, the essay stuff, the sexual assault stuff. I'll just say it like an adult. Major depression and PTSD. She talks about a lot. I've talked about the PTSD a lot. I'll talk about the depression too. Scared of meds. I've left a comment on a Tophia archive video before about how Tophia loves to use the word side effects more than your average pharmaceutical commercial. So it's very, very weird. Homophobia and stuff. I remember she was talking about, I have two gay cousins, which is actually ironic because I actually do. I don't believe Tophia. My one cousin he just got engaged, and him and his boyfriend are going to be getting married soon. So I'm very happy for them. I love my cousin. I love my family. They're all really, really good people. So anyway, shout out to the usual G's. Shout out to Heinsbug. Shout out to Santoki, who, in my opinion, Tophia references quite hard here when she talks about being in heat. I know that was Santoki's phrase. I don't know if she was the first one to say it in regard to Tophia, but she's definitely the one that says it the most. And it's really funny coming out of her because she's also a woman. And so it's just like funny when another woman's saying it. If a guy were to say it, it's kind of a little bit weird. But like when you hear a woman say it, and then when you hear Tophia say, "I'm not in here," like it's just so funny. So shout out to her for, hitting the dartboard right in the middle with that. Shout out to Vocal, the Slick Cat. I hope you watch this one, man. I know I've been slacking. I'm sorry. I know you said keep grinding. I really have been trying to. I just have not been able to do it lately. So, like, even that one video, it was so long, and I only got, it took me, 40 minutes to get, halfway through it, and this one's an hour long, too. So hopefully I'll be, I'll be able to keep the time pretty good like I did, and I don't remember if it was the previous one to this or one before that, but either way, I did pretty well on the time in one of those, in my opinion. And I'm just double checking my microphone's picking up stuff. I had a freak out the other day that I did the whole recording and the mic didn't pick up anything, but it was just my Bluetooth. This was kind of funny. I was listening to it, and all of a sudden all the audio cuts out and I was just like, what the heck just happened? This is only 20 minutes into a 50-minute recording I made. What's going on? I was freaking out. I left a comment saying I was sorry that I lost the audio, but it turned out my phone just spazzed out and the Bluetooth just completely stopped working. Or it might have even activated my car, which was super. I don't know what happened, but it was just the Bluetooth. I felt very stupid. Anyway, we're about to get into it, and I have some timestamps here already. I'm gonna put these into a notepad really quick. So I'm just gonna pause really quick, do that, and then we'll start. Sorry guys, I just wanted to put all of my comments and timestamps there into a notepad file so that I can open it while I'm commenting and recording this, and since the overlay only targets this specific browser window, it won't show up on the recording, but I'll still be able to see the comments I had already left for myself and the timestamps and stuff. So anyway, you guys get ready. Sorry, it's a long intro, 5 minutes now. Oh, and of course, I'm so sorry. Shout out to the most important person. I promise, when I forget you like this, it's not on purpose. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. Shout out to Tophia Archive. She does the back-breaking work of distilling Tophia into something that I can actually watch and digest and comment on. So shout out to them. Subscribe to them for sure. And if you want to watch anything Tophia, because this is so much and I can't do commentary on all of it, and I probably won't. But if you take a look, except for the stuff that I was trying to do videos on recently, I have watched almost all of this stuff because I'm a big fan of this channel. So shouting out Tophia Archive, and we'll get started in 1 second here. Sorry guys, I paused for a while, and I hope I finish this tonight. I might actually stay up kind of late to finish this. So anyway, let's go.
Go have sex if I wanted to, man or woman. When I was living in the...
Okay, we're already off to a great start. 1 second.
The car, I made $3,000 in January. I made a whole paycheck in 1 month.
She made a whole paycheck in 1 month, you guys.
Hello.
A whole paycheck in 1 month.
Earlier, but I guess I'm okay. Well, I'll go.
I get 2 paychecks a month. But...
I'll have to figure out. I don't know why some people go and blindly support someone, especially somebody who is literally a Trump supporter.
Oh my god.
Have you even looked into Karuna? Have you looked into Karuna, the ASMR girl?
When she talks about Trump and stuff, it's so performative. She doesn't care.
So, I guess you're transphobic?
If she doesn't care about any of this stuff.
You support transphobia. And if you support her, then you support Trump, which means you're a pedophile. So, he supports...
That's quite the reach, Tophia. Even for someone like me who's not a fan of Trump because of what his policies have done to my future family.
A pedophile, so she's a pedophile. And it makes sense. And then she lied. She tried to tell people that she got educated and that she didn't vote for Trump. You can see it.
How do you know that she lied?
No one needs to tell you what Trump has done. For you to sit there and lie.
Wait, so did she vote for him or no?
I was going to vote for him. Then I got educated and I'm no longer going to vote for him anymore.
So that's a good...
It's a flat out lie. It was on Twitter, which mind you, she deleted her Twitter, by the way. She got caught and she deleted it. That's why.
Who we even talk? I don't even care who we're talking about. I don't know who the fuck she's talking about. As usual, she just starts ranting about another creator instead of talking about herself. I don't know who she's even talking about.
When she's failing, when she needs clout, when she needs attention, when she needs some whatever it is, because I know what the argument is going to be. Oh, she has a lot of followers. It doesn't matter about her millions of followers on YouTube. You still can plot. And when you plot, that means that you create fake beef with someone. Or you start with random people because you ain't hitting numbers.
Only flopping I know about is in the
NBA. Me, I don't post a lot
What's she talking about, flopping? Is that what that's called?
The numbers that she used to hit.
Never heard that before.
She has to find something just to find some way to gain attention again.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't post as much anywhere. I get busy doing things and then it gets too late and I'm like, oh, and then it's after 10 and I still want to post, then I'm like, no. So I'm going to try to post early. Karuna, it's known because there's literally been videos of people saying she starts beef with random people. I make fake essay allegations. No, you're just a victim shamer.
No.
So, how do I make fake essay allegations? That makes no sense.
You didn't make fake ones, you made very vague statements and implications, implying things were much worse. And implying who did it, which was the grossest part.
The fact that stuff actually happened to me, which is so crazy. I don't have to.
It turns out someone just grabbed your chest.
Experience.
That's what happened to Tophia. That's the extent of abuse that she went through. And I'm not discounting it. It absolutely is an assault when someone else touches you in an unwanted way, especially there. But she made it out like she was getting,
experience and me trying to heal rather than trying to harbor.
Like much worse things were happening to her. I'll just say
mad.
that.
because you don't like the fact that something happened to me. And anytime something
What?
traumatic happens, you're mad because
Why would
you
someone
think
not?
that's going to be a way to be like, oh,
That
now
didn't
that
make
you
any
wrote to me, I'm
sense.
going to
Sophia.
SA does not garner any money. I
That's
don't know.
strictly speaking not true. You would get access to additional resources and stuff that she might not have gotten beforehand. So that's not strictly speaking accurate. That might not be true. That might be a total. That might be why she's doing it.
Considering the fact that I'm not even in the creator fund.
It wouldn't. I'm not saying it
nor
would
do I
make
get
her
paid to
money,
talk
but it
on my
might
live
offer
about
her
SA.
like
That's
they might let her stay longer at a shelter, or they might offer her like maybe the next shelter she'll be is a battered women's shelter. You know what I mean?
dumb
Like some
thing.
bullshit,
Like being sexually assaulted.
something like that.
Just because I talk
There are
about it on my
some
live, I don't
benefits
make
to it.
money.
I'm not saying she
Nobody's
makes
sending
money
me
off
money
of
because
it.
I got SA. And if they did, I would send it right back because
Why?
who's sending
No, you
someone
wouldn't.
money for being SA?
You wouldn't send it
That's
though. You
not why
liar.
people talk about being sexually assaulted
That's
and saying you
might
want
have been
people to
why
send
you
you money.
talked
If
about
someone
it.
sent me money, I send it back because
I
that's
don't believe
really
you would
weird
send
to
any
just
money
send
back
somebody
for
money
half
because
of
they
a
were
second,
sexually
Tophia.
assaulted.
Don't even lie
That's not
about
how
that.
that works. I sure as heck wouldn't send money to someone that said they were sexually assaulted. I could
Why?
understand if they was trying to leave an abusive situation and they was also sexually
So you're
assaulted
saying you
in the
wouldn't
process of trying to get out and get into a
support
safe
sexual
situation.
assault
Then I can
victims?
understand giving money. But giving money to someone just because they were sexually assaulted, yes, some people do write books.
Well, what if they
Some
needed
people
it?
do sell their stories. But I'm not one of those people. I don't even make money on here.
Tophia,
I
you
could
don't
if
have
I
a book to write or a story to sell. So what are you talking about? Sorry, my New York accent's been coming out when I say that word. I've noticed, and
set up some subscriptions on
trying to
Instagram.
speak more
So I'm not really
properly
gonna go
in
live
these videos like
on
I should.
Instagram. I'm working on getting my place so I can do a lot more
No,
things.
she's
I have a
working on
lot
getting
of
her place, you
things that I
guys.
want to do. Y'all just
A lot of
weird.
things she's got to
Everything
do
you
and wants
think
to do.
gravitates towards money.
So I'm gonna speed this
I
up
don't
here,
have money.
just a little.
I don't have friends that are rich and have money. I'm broke and I'm trying to get a place to live. Some people
Just remember, Tophia right now just said that she's broke and has no place to live and doesn't have friends with money or anything. Let's just take note of that because it's gonna
have
come
their
back later.
priorities all wrong. No, say you're weird for defending sexual assault.
Nobody's
This is
defending.
why people that are sexually assaulted don't come forward
Nobody's
because people
defending
victim
it.
shame. And then you have the nerve to say, I'm the reason why people won't speak up about sexual assault. No, you're the reason why.
Oh
Because
my
when
god,
people
Tophia,
speak
you're
up,
so
then they are silenced
performative.
and told
It's so gross.
that it never happened. Oh, what does being conventionally attractive have anything to do with being sexually assaulted? People
I
don't
mean,
sexually assault someone that's conventionally attractive.
what?
That's the
Yes, they
stupidest
would.
thing I've heard in my lifetime.
What are you
I don't
talking
care
about?
what the situation was. I don't care what anyone says.
What?
No matter what someone thought it was, that does not mean if I left uncomfortable, then that means that I was sexually assaulted. It doesn't matter. Any
Wait, but okay, but that
point
doesn't.
after that, it does not matter.
But that doesn't mean conventionally people. What? Conventionally attractive people, of course, can get sexually
Sit here and try to
assaulted.
justify
Probably a
sexual
little bit
assault
higher
is
rate
mad
than
weird.
that than
It's
bad
mad
looking
weird.
people. To
And
be
then
honest,
to say that
I
I'm
mean,
saying that I was sexually assaulted because nobody's talking to me, that's not the whole issue. People don't have to speak right away about sexual assault if they didn't know, if they're barely figuring out. I literally realized I was sexually assaulted.
Tophia, you're so terminally online and plugged into the internet, and you're such a victim. You cry and claim about everything. You're such a victim. Woe is me, woe is me. I don't believe you for half of a second when you claim that you didn't know that you were sexually assaulted and that you were like processing it or whatever you're trying to claim all the time. I don't believe that for half of a second. You didn't realize what happened. That's I just don't believe her. I just don't believe her.
That doesn't mean that I wasn't sexually assaulted. Some people realize,
And I think she probably still was, but she's not
in life, what happened to
she's
them.
not that stupid where she doesn't understand like that happened because she immediately or not. I'm gonna say immediately. She claims it wasn't immediately, but she as soon as she could, she started weaponizing it as as a victim, using it to victimize herself.
To talk right away, because no, people don't have to talk right away if they're still processing things. It has nothing to do with nobody talking to me. It has nothing to do with that. And then to force someone to report something if they don't want to is basically saying if you don't report it, then it didn't happen. Again, you're
It's
trying to
not.
find ways to justify sexual assault. It's weird.
Nobody's
I didn't
trying to
speak
do.
right away. I spoke
Good
a
lord.
few weeks after the situation because of what I realized, and I don't have to shut up.
There's
because
no way
you
it
see-
took I mean, she is really, really stupid. But Tophia, if it took you weeks and weeks and weeks to realize that someone grabbing your chest was sexual assault, I don't know what to tell you, girl. You know, how did you not realize that? You're so terminally online. You're so into being a victim and all these victim complexes and isms and everything. Like, how? I just
speaking
don't.
up
I just
about
don't
my
buy it.
sexual assault
Don't buy
helps
that
other people
specific
speak up, so I
part.
don't have to shut up. That's the thing. Why should I have to shut up? Me speaking about it can help someone else speak about it.
She was right
If they're
about that.
uncomfortable to do so. It has nothing to do with that. I'm not trying to get revenge. I'm not trying to be rude, nasty, hateful. I'm not mad at the person. To be honest with you, it's unfair to sit here and say that I have no right to feel how I feel about what happened to me that day.
She's
That
not
what
mad
I
at the
am
person
saying
though.
is made up.
No big
He was
deal.
not there.
She's a huge victim, and woe is her, and how dare you victim blame. But she's not mad at the person who did it to her. She's just mad at her,
I'm still
the
trying
people
to
in her
figure out
chat
everything because I was
questioning it.
considering to try to
She's more mad at
before,
the
and then
people in the
that happened
chat
to
than
me.
the person that did it
There
to
was some
her.
prior messages before.
Isn't that
and then
crazy?
All of a
If you
sudden,
think
here I
about
am
it.
being grabbed, and I'm trying to figure out everything myself and trying to process everything.
She's trying to process that she
I'm
just
not
got
trying
groped.
to constantly bring up this situation anymore.
Just curious if I have even a single female viewer. How long does it process you to take? How long does it take you to process that you were groped? Serious question. Cause I'm a dude, you know. I mean, dudes have other different stuff happen to them, but it's not the same, and it's usually not nearly as bad. So. Yeah, I'm just curious. If a female gets groped, I'm pretty sure you realize it pretty immediately, right? Either while it's happening or at least pretty quickly afterwards, right? It doesn't take a woman generally a month, weeks and weeks, 2 to 4 weeks to realize, wow, that person groped me. That was sexual assault. Generally, a woman's gonna know that that's what that is, quickly, right? Am I crazy?
That I can just forget or just let go or just not think about anymore. This is not something I just think of. I can't just shut it off.
Yeah,
You don't know what, you probably know what that's like. You probably love someone and then they turn around, lie to you. They probably wasn't trustworthy, wasn't truthful, remember you're
Someone
heartbroken.
you
And
loved someone. It was
sometimes it's really hard for you
now
to
she was
get
in
over
love
it
with
fast.
them.
And if your friends tells you to get over it right away, then those are not really your friends. Because
Tophia, you
can't sit here and
just
tell someone
okay.
how to
Remember,
feel
I
about
said
something.
noted
And then
earlier.
crack
She
the
said she has
nose.
no
Some of you
friends,
guys
and
really
she had, that was the
need
one.
your parents
There's a
to
few things that she said
help
in
you
that
be
I said to
respectful.
note. That was one of them.
I said something because I was hurting and it was eating me alive. Mind you, I am battling
It
my
was
mind
eating her
right
alive,
now
you guys.
with
She's
my
battling
major
her
depression.
mind.
The story
That's
never
definitely
changed.
true. Tophia is definitely battling her mind. That's for sure.
About the story never changed. I literally said to make a long story short because I'm not going to re-explain the whole story with useless parts of the story. That
Oh
does
my
not even
god,
pertain to
Tophia
what
Archive,
happened.
you're
Why do I need to go
diabolical.
into
What a
detail about how
horrible
we
video to
planned
watch.
to get 99-cent tacos? What does that have to do with being SA? I told the story from the beginning only once because I mapped out how the whole thing went. I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, me and S was planning to go take the other person tacos and then da 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 da. I don't have to
What?
freaking go and into detail about the whole story. Again, what tacos have nothing to do with being SA, so why do I need to even repeat the whole story again when I can just make the long story short? Jesus Christ. I shouldn't have to justify things.
Yeah,
because
why
people-
repeat a story in detail, proving that it's true, and then all the details you can remember them and recall them when you could just say make a long story short and just hand wave away the entire
want to
story.
defend
Actually,
local people. And I'm not saying that for
saying make a long story short isn't explaining the story, Tophia. And you can't just say, oh, well, I already made a video about it. Like, if you didn't see it, tough shit. Not everyone watches all your shit, okay? Believe it or not, you're not the center of the world. I know that that's a crazy
horrible,
concept
but
for
defending
you.
horrible actions and defending people because they don't like me. I'm so sick and
What?
tired of that. And
That's a
someone
total
literally
different thing than
commented
you were
in
just
the
saying.
live yesterday that I deserve to be SA'd. And not
One
nobody
person
said
said that. One
anything.
troll
No one
said
spoke
that.
up.
One
Nobody
troll
said, hey,
said that to
that's wrong. Don't
Tophia,
say
and
that.
no one in the
Nobody did
chat said
nothing.
anything.
Because
So
it's
it
not just
means,
depression.
everyone
I have
thinks
major
that.
depression. You know what major depression is? It's a different type of disability. Some people have major depression. I don't have just depression.
Okay, Tophia doesn't know what she's talking about here as someone with mental illness who's been in outpatient and recovery and stuff like that for over 10 years, probably closer to 15 at this point. No, that's not true. They changed the name of it. It's called major depressive disorder. That is depression now. It's not like there's like low tier depression and then middle tier depression and then major depression. Tophia, there aren't tiers of depression. you know, Clinical diagnosis of depression is major depressive disorder. I'm bipolar 2, which means I go through depressions and manias, just like a bipolar person, although my manias are typically much shorter and much less severe, and my depression states are much longer and much more severe. So generally for me, I get more depressed and more apathetic than I do manic, especially when I haven't either for a long time because I take my medication, which is something we're going to get into with Tophia. She doesn't like medication because of side effects. Did you guys know that medication has side effects? I don't know if you guys knew this, but medications, they have side effects, and the government wants you to take medications so that you get all these side effects. Anyway, we're going to keep going.
I have major
That's later
depression
on. But she's wrong
it's really
here.
bad.
It's not, again, it's not like, oh, my depression's really bad, so mine's major, and the guy next to me, his depression's only, like, kind of bad, so he's got, like, medium tier depression. That's not how it works, Tophia. I can't believe you don't even know that. That's unbelievable. I definitely agree that she has PTSD, by the way. I've said that always.
Major depression is just depression.
No, it's not.
Major depression.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Depression is because I don't have just depression.
She doesn't know what
if
she's
I had
talking
just
about.
depression,
This
then
is,
I would say I have
she's
depression.
totally wrong about
No,
this.
I
It's
have major depression.
insulting that she doesn't even, she can't even do a 2-second Google search.
On paper. Literally, when my therapist looked up my
So
diagnosis, it's there. Major depression and PTSD is there.
she got
I
diagnosed,
literally
it's
talked
on
with my
paper.
therapist. My therapist knows my diagnosis. It's actually I was actually diagnosed by a professional.
But
that
she
asked
talks
me a
about
series
how
of questions. When they ask you questions before they diagnose you, and you answer the questions, and it's very tough questions that you have to answer, that sometimes causes you to relive your trauma. And then, once you're done, then they tell you what your diagnoses are. I was diagnosed by a professional.
That's
How would I know
not
that? I
precisely how that works.
And I'm literally diagnosed. It's on paper. Not chat
Oh my
GPT, not
god,
some
it's so
fake
easy to
person,
get depression
a
by
licensed person. Just
on
because
paper.
you're
It's
mad
not
that
that
I was
hard to get
diagnosed,
that
literally
on paper.
When people go to look up my disabilities.
And here's the
or
thing,
when-
she doesn't even take medication for it, so what's the point? The only point that she has of even having it on her record and bringing it up is to not only be a victim, but to, get something out of it, like get extra care and extra support and extra whatever, extra fucking shower tokens, like
They go to look up what I
You
have.
know?
They can just look it up on the computer and it'll show major depression and
Like,
PTSD.
yeah, no shit. You can
It's
look that up
literally
up on my computer and see all
That's what I
20 of
have.
my problems.
Major
Like, what are you
depression.
talking?
Well,
So
it's
what?
just because
What does
my
that have to?
therapist looked it up and it's there on paper. So first
Oh
of
my
all, I
God.
do get prescribed meds because.
And by the way, if your therapist looked it up and it was already on paper, who put it on paper in the first place, Tophia?
person I
You
got
need to tell us
diagnosed
that
by
part.
does not the place that I was at that I got diagnosed
Oh,
by
here we go. She
does
is.
not prescribe you meds. I had to go to a psychiatrist to get
Oh, they don't
prescribed
prescribe you meds.
And actually, from what I've been talking to people,
Oh, here's her side effects rant. I'm just gonna let her say
and I've
it
been telling people
as many times as she
is
wants.
I do not want to be medicated.
Because of
There's
side
a lot of
effects.
side effects that comes with taking
She said side
depression
effects
medication.
once so far.
They literally said
Gonna
it
do
would
a
help,
counter.
but from what I said, I do not want to be medicated. Should I be medicated? Of course. But again,
Should I be medicated? Of course. Tophia just admitted that she should be on medication, and she is very aware of it to the point where she said, of course. she's gonna say the opposite of this in about 60 seconds.
This place does not have someone that prescribes you a medicine. All they do is they diagnose you. I would have to go to a psychiatrist.
So basically, she went somewhere that's useless. That doesn't make any sense, by the way. You don't just go somewhere and get diagnosed without it. Like, you. This is not how this works, okay? You either go to a psychologist who gives you a diagnosis and then refers you to a psychiatrist, or you go to a psychiatrist who can kind of. You can kind of sort of tell them what's up, and again, there's different types. Some that you'll do your therapy with and prescribe. Usually, that is divided between therapist or psychologist and psychiatrist, or a regular doctor. In my case, because it's a lot easier for me than seeing like 6 different doctors a month. I see only 2, so. But that's not exactly how that works. That's just from experience.
And even then, I've already expressed that I do not want to be medicated. There are too much side effects to deal with
Second time
that I don't want to have to deal with. I already expressed to people I do not want to get diagnosed. Well, every medication
she just expressed to people she didn't want. She misspoke. She meant to say be medicated.
Take has a side effect.
Side effect
you
third
know
time.
That, right? There is no medication without some sort of side effect.
4.
Any medication you take comes with some sort of slight side effect.
5. She literally just said side effect within 5 seconds. Like, she just said medicine has side effect, and then a second later said medicines have side effects.
Trust me.
I'm scared of meds. It's a whole chapter.
Take depression medication. Sometimes it doesn't work, and it makes them more depressed. My mom had a friend like that who took medication, and she was getting worse. And again, medication works differently for everybody.
Yeah,
right?
no shit. So how do you know that that's what? So
the
what?
thing is that I do not want to be medicated.
Why?
I know they help if you find the right.
She just said. Remember, not even 90 seconds ago. Should I be medicated? Of course. She just said that.
But for me, I do not want to be medicated.
Why?
That's just my choice. And maybe I could find some natural remedies too that I can.
She's gonna find natural remedies, you guys. Actually, working out is a very good natural remedy to depression because of the dopamine.
To help against depression where I don't have to take medications. Again, it's because the government and society.
No, but she'd rather not take medicine and not get better, and then she'd lose her excuse,
Here, have a pill,
have to
right?
do anything.
You go to the doctor.
Oh, and again, it's the government who tells you here have a pill. When you go to the doctor, like she's saying, they give you pills, but it's the government actually telling you to take.
And you have some slight pain, right? You can go to the doctor.
Such a moron. Such a stupid person. Listen to this. Listen to what she's saying.
And they will give you a medication. And you can leave with a medication and be misdiagnosed. I've seen it happen before.
Okay, so by the way, how do you know you're not misdiagnosed, Tophia? Because I honestly think you're way more than depression. I think you have either schizophrenia or some sort of schizoaffective disorder, just based on my own experience around these types of people.
I went with a friend whose daughter wanted to get out of the
you're
gym.
completely delusional. You're paranoid. You have all these really, really, really specific things. You have very, very crazy delusional beliefs. You're always paranoid that people are out to get you. That people are out to steal from you. You think people want to steal ashes from you. It's so crazy. She's got way more problems than depression. So she's talking about misdiagnosis. She's a poster child for that.
Wow. They just be giving people medication crazy. Trust me. You want to test that, walk into an ER, act like you're dying, and they'll give you some sort of medication.
I wish, as a recovering opioid addict, that would have been awesome if I could have just walked into any ER and got whatever I wanted, like it was, back in 1990 again. Even when I was starting, back very, very end of the 2000s, about 2010. A little bit before that's when I started, but we'll say 2010 is when I really got it into swing. First it was Roxy's, and then eventually those disappeared, and then it was eventually, all the way up the ladder to Opanas, which are oxymorphone, which are incredibly, incredibly, incredibly potent opioids. They give people dying of cancer who are in extreme pain. It's up there with Dilaudid. It's up there with fentanyl in terms of strength. Except it's a much, much, much better feeling. I'll just say that fentanyl is not. As an addict, I didn't like fentanyl very much. I'll just say that. Despite its potency, that's not what it's all about. But The point I was trying to make is no, you cannot just walk into an ER and pretend like you're dying and get whatever medication you want, Tophia. That is not how that works, and it has not worked that way for a long time. I can tell you that with experience, because even back in 2010, like, I broke my wrist and I was doctor shopping. It was even hard back then already, so
They just throw pills at
she
you.
doesn't know what she's talking
You could
about.
literally
What
just-
I mean, what a
just
surprise! She didn't know what she was
take
talking about
what
5 minutes ago
You
either
don't
with
have to
depression.
take those medicines. If you literally do natural at-home remedies, I'm pretty sure those
Yeah, all
work
those
a lot
natural,
better
holistic
than taking
at-home.
medications that have side effects.
She's side effects again, by the way. She said the word side effects again. She thinks that natural, holistic approaches are better than modern medicine, even though her mom is currently in like a place that provides her modern medicine and has asthma and stuff. Why didn't your mom just take at-home asthma remedies, Tophia? Huh? Where's the at-home asthma remedies? Oh yeah, those don't work, but the at-home depression ones, that's so you don't need to take medication and actually get better. And then because if she takes medication, she might actually improve, and then she would like realize that she lives in squalor and filth, and she's not really in a great place in her life, and she would then actually want to change it, and changing it would then involve figuring out a way to make money, which would then lead to a job. But why would you want to take that medicine and have that happen when you could not take it? Talk about how you're positive some remedies that you can cook up at home, probably off of TikTok, because let's just be for real. That's where Tophia is going to get her at-home depression remedies, from TikTok, not from some, ancient Chinese holistic medicine man or anything like that. She's gonna get it off TikTok, so probably maybe buy some healing crystals or something like that, Maybe go to Goop, buy some Gwyneth Paltrow candles and stuff, and she'll be good.
Obviously, I do need to be medicated, but I don't
She
want
just
to be
admitted
medicated.
again that she...
I'm not a danger to society with depression. I'm not a
No,
danger to
Tophia, medicating you is not... It's for your benefit, not society's. Society is... Tophia, right now society is totally okay with you being sort of like pushed away out of it in a homeless shelter. You're not participating in a job, so you don't get anyone's way at work. You're not out on the streets, so you're not taking up the police's time. Really, the only people you're kind of annoying are the people at the shelter, but otherwise you're totally removed from society, so what are you even talking
I'm a danger to
about?
myself. It would be different if I had mental health issues, which I don't have any mental health issues.
You just ranted forever about how you have major depression. Remember, it's different from depression, guys. She has major depressive, and PTSD, but she has no mental health issues.
I have,
suddenly.
As far as mental health issues goes, which I don't know, I have the PTSD. That's it. That's all I have.
Oh, all she has now is
and major
PTSD.
depression.
Oh, and major depression.
Memory loss. I'm not a danger to
And memory
I'm not
loss to
threatening
explain
go
why
out
she...
and harm anybody.
Oh, Tophia, you give yourself away so easily. Yeah, memory loss is why you forgot that you had that, not because it's actually not a real diagnosis. It was
How am I
memory
a
loss.
danger to society?
That's
I
the
would be a danger
explanation.
if I was going online and literally making
Says you're a danger to society. It would be better for you. It would be better for you. Your life would improve
Anytime I've said about
if
harming,
you
it's always been to
took the
myself.
medicine.
I have never talked about going out there and harming people.
Oh my
I can't
God.
even be upset or hurt without someone assuming something. You guys really
what?
don't care about saving lives when it comes to someone harming themselves,
What?
because you sit here and you tell someone to kill themselves and then
Oh
have
my
the
God,
nerve
get
to
off the
call
internet.
whoever you're trying to call.
It's called
and say, "Oh, she's
being-
trying to
you're
harm
you're
herself."
getting trolled.
But then you're turning around telling that same person.
You ever see the gigantic South Park 3-episode arc about Gerald being like this horrible troll? People get trolled on the internet. Get over it. You put your whole life on blast. You're putting out some of the most... This is like some of the most private stuff someone can go through, except for like their actual... Like, I mean, this is...
And they kill
You're
themselves. Should I literally provide that to people?
Like, what's more private than this besides maybe like sharing like your actual sexual experiences than sharing your sexual assault? Like, what is more private than that, Tophia? You're
Like,
blasting yourself all
This
the
is what they
fucking
say,
time on
and
the
these are the
internet.
people that are calling to make sure someone's okay, but then they're turning around and telling the person that they hope is okay to kill themselves. That is
What?
very hypocritical. Imagine you calling to make sure someone acting
Who
like
are
I
you
cared about
talking
someone
about?
making
Who
sure
does
they're okay,
that?
and then turning around and telling them to kill themselves.
Who did that
Well,
to you?
just calling not too long ago to say, hey, this person's trying to harm themselves. Can you go see if they're okay? How is someone going to be okay when you're telling them to kill themselves?
What?
Just do it.
Wait,
Just take
who
more
did
than
that?
7 Tylenol. What is wrong with you people? You could care
The
less
7
if I take my
Tylenol,
life.
which again I went over in one of my videos. But as someone, with a street degree in pharmacology, so let's say even if they're extra strength Tylenol, and Tylenol can be very toxic on your liver. It's so bad that in my lifetime, they've reduced the recommended dosage of Tylenol from 4,000 milligrams a day to 3,000 milligrams per day, depending on how big you are and how tall you are. Tophia is enormous, so she doesn't have to worry too much about that. So even if they're extra strength Tylenol, which I believe come in 600 milligrams, that's 7 tablets of 600, so that's 4,200 milligrams of Tylenol. Now, while that is outside of the 4,000 milligram range, taking that once probably for someone of Tophia size won't do very much. And that's, again, assuming that they're extra strength Tylenol. If they're regular strength, she took half of that, which would be 2,100, which would be well within the 3,000 milligrams a day that you're allowed to take. However, once again, Tylenol is very deadly. It's very toxic on your liver. It, for a long time, was the most overdosed on over-the-counter drug. I don't know if it still is. I would wager it probably still is. I said over-the-counter drug, not drug, period. Because it's so commonly bought and so commonly taken, and people commonly will just keep taking it, if they have some sort of pain, like a tooth pain or something like that, and they'll take it to the point where it's bad on their liver. I've taken so much Tylenol from stuff like Perks and Vikes and stuff like that, and even when I used to do stuff called cold water extracts, where you would extract it so that you didn't consume the Tylenol, you still got some of it in you, but you would do that because otherwise you'd be taking like 8,000 milligrams of Tylenol a day, which is actually unacceptable and will cause you very, very, very severe liver damage. It's to the point where I can't take Tylenol anymore because my liver swells a little bit when I can feel it. I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed that or not, but I don't take Tylenol anymore because of that. So, because I just used to take so much of it when I'd be taking Vicodin and Percocet, because it usually would be like, if you were lucky, it'd be 10 milligrams of the good stuff to 500 milligrams of Tylenol. So that right there is your limiting factor, more the Tylenol rather than the medication you're trying to get out of it. Hence the cold water extractions and stuff like that. So you're not taking, tens of thousands of milligrams of Tylenol.
Let's be for real. I'm not going to take my life. Sorry. What I was going to say was that nobody would care, to be honest with you. Nobody would care.
Sorry, I sort of went off on a tangent about my
and I'm not saying that
drug use there, but I hope it puts this in perspective to an extent.
Can you go check on her, please? You don't care. Nobody would care if I did it. And I'm not going to do it, but I'm just telling you. Stop acting like you care.
It's pretty sad, Tophia, if no one would care if you did it.
What I said.
What does that say about your life?
You don't even get. You're not even understanding.
It's pretty depressing. I'm not gonna lie.
Dark thoughts. Just because I have thoughts doesn't mean I'm gonna act on it.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's not gonna act on it. She's just talking about it for 5 minutes.
I've already talked to people about that. I've already told them. Yes, when I attempted last year, that never went away. It does not matter. Who cares? I'm not baiting anyone online. You don't care if I take my life or not, so why are you acting like you do? You were literally sitting here telling someone to take their life, and then turning around and calling and saying that you want to
Don't
see
feed
if
the
they're okay.
trolls, Tophia. You feed them
like, no, I'm not
all
okay,
the time.
People are telling me to kill myself. And then I'm going to show them your username, and I'm going to start screenshotting people.
Go
and then
for
I'm
it.
going to be like, and no one's trying to find out who these people are.
I would love you to do that and just show us like 5 people. You always claim you got the receipt. Show me 5 people that have said that to
find
you.
these people and walk into their jobs and confront them.
If you show me
Because this is
5,
crazy.
like, I'll
I've
confront them
never
with
dated
you. I
before.
agree. I
Last
think it's
year when I
gross.
attempted to take my life, I took 7 Tylenol. And you want to know
7
why I took
Tylenol,
7
you guys.
Tylenol? This girl, which I don't know if it pertains to me.
Again, I went over it, but 7 Tylenol is far from what's going to do you in 7. Again, even extra strength at 4,200 milligrams, like, yes, that can do damage, but the maximum dose 10 years ago, maybe 15, I don't remember exactly when they changed it, within my lifetime, but after I started using, it used to be 4,000 milligrams, and Tophia weighs like a gajillion pounds. She's huge, so
All I know is she rolled
bullshit.
down the window, and
It was-
then she rolled
it's
the back
bullshit.
window, and there was some older man in the back. I don't know if it was
and the
her
fact
dad
that
or
she
who
always
was,
brings
but
up
she
that it
was
was
looking at me, and she
specifically
was just
7
laughing,
Tylenol
right?
just
So
proves how
I
much
took it as,
bullshit
oh,
it
You
was.
think I'm a joke? You think I was really joking? And at that time,
I
don't know if
don't
had
think
went
it was
live
serious.
twice.
I think it's
I
what
couldn't
they
remember.
call
So because I thought she was laughing at me, I
gestures.
took it as an Aegon. So then I just started
You took it as an
swallowing
egg
one
on?
after another until I took 7. Then I
Wow, you
started
took
to feel a
7
little weird,
Tylenol.
started freaking out because I was feeling
Which
a little
again,
not so
if they're regular Tylenol, is well within the amount you're allowed to take
good because I took 7.
per day.
And then that's when I
And
went
even
live
extra
and
strength
started
is
freaking
just
out
outside of the
because I thought
old
this girl
maximum
was
range.
just
The
taking
new
me off
maximum
to do it
range is
because she rolled
significant,
down her
it's
window, looked at me, and was
33%
laughing.
outside of
So I'm
that
like, oh,
range.
you
That's
think
you're
this is
taking
a joke? Well, then I'll show you
133
what's
percentage
really a
of the
joke. So
maximum daily
I
dosage.
was like, because people think this is funny, they think
Just
this
for
situation,
reference.
everything was going wrong. I was like, you
So
know
for
what?
some
I
math
cannot
against
deal with this
Tophia's
anymore.
just
And I
random
took 7 of them.
ramblings.
That's not the first time I tried to take any. And that
Oh, all of a sudden now she's talking about all these other suicide attempts that she's apparently had that she's never talked about before until now, though conveniently.
was not the first time I attempted to take my life, by the way. And then you wonder why these young kids in elementary school are taking their lives.
What kids in elementary school? I mean, yeah, a couple do per year, but Tophia, what are you
You are telling someone to unalive
Never mind.
themselves. You are giving these young kids an example to go bully someone and tell them to take their life, and then they actually do it.
Yeah,
They're learning from
Tophia,
you.
you're
And you
right.
want to talk about how I'm not an influencer? Thank God I'm not an influencer, and you're not influencing anyone either. You're influencing
Tophia's not an
people
influencer, you
and tell
guys.
young people to take
You
their
heard it
lives.
from the horse's
You're
mouth.
influencing people to take more lives. You want to know what's
Influencing
crazy? And I think
people
it was
to
10% or more.
that was funny,
Kids
Tophia.
that are
It's
struggling with
intentionally
their
or
identity and
unintentionally.
being told that it's not okay to be gay, to be trans, to be whatever it is.
Back to the gay and trans stuff, because, you know, all of a sudden she's part of that community within the last month as well. Within the last month, she's joined a lot more victim organizations, essentially. She's joined the LGBTQ, she's joined the survivors groups, you know, she's gone through a lot in a really small period of time.
And you're sitting here making jokes telling someone to take their life. Well, it's Pride Month, and I'm literally struggling with my identity and not being able to
Suddenly she's struggling
speak
with her
about myself,
identity.
and
It's,
you're
you know,
telling me
that's
to
the
take
big
my
problem
life.
now.
Y'all are weird. Hello? It has nothing to do with me. Well, I'm pretty sure it has everything to do with me. I'm a person of color. I'm a part of the community, the LGBTQ plus community. Whether you
Person of color, of course she had to bring up person of color. Pride Month, first thing she brought up was being a person of color. Vocal and Santoki, I will let you respond to that, but her response to Pride Month, her first thing to say is, I'm a person of color, not I'm part of that community, or even I support that community, like me, who I have 2 relatives who
like
are
it
in
or
it.
not.
One
And,
who just became
yes,
engaged,
I
my
do have
cousin.
major depression. And there's a lot of things that I struggle
He
with.
was
You don't
just
get to see here and
proposed
tell me
to
what I'm
and
not a part
accepted,
of.
so he's getting married
I
soon
didn't
to
just
his
decide one day that I
fiance,
wanted to
his
become
boyfriend,
something.
who I'd never met.
That's not
I
how
haven't
that
met him
works.
yet, but I don't care. I
People
love my
wake up
cousin.
and decide to be a superhero.
Couldn't care
I did
less.
not wake up and ask for that. When did I? Why
And by
would
the
I
way,
decide to
Tophia,
wake up
most
and ask
normal
for
people
hatred?
don't care
I've been
about
told
that.
multiple times.
Only
Because
the people who hate LGBTQ are a minority, but they're a loud vocal one that have, you know, a lot of sway because of evangelicalism and the amount of money that it generates. But by and large, the average person, especially in most areas like most major metros, doesn't care if someone's gay. They don't care what someone's doing behind closed doors.
certain religions that I'm gonna go to hell and that I'm not.
Yeah, the
accepting.
religions,
Hello,
but like,
why would I
why
wanna
do you
choose
care
that?
about that?
You don't choose being gay. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
Nobody's
If
ever
you're
said.
saying
Well,
that,
the
then
people who
that's
say that
harmful.
are stupid.
Nobody
Yeah.
wakes up and just chooses.
See, like,
that.
she finds some stuff that, like, she can latch onto. Like, yeah, that's true, of course. Like, but so what? Was that, like, you're, okay, Tophia, you're bi. When have you ever been discriminated against because of that? That's what I want to know. Because the whole point of that community going together, just like, you know, like the Black Student Union at colleges, right? The whole point of it is to form a group, is to stop bad and negative things from happening to that group, right? And to stop them from being oppressed and to have a bigger voice and role than they had before. When have you ever done any of that for any of these marginalized groups? Like, when have you personally been the victim of discrimination because of your gender or sexuality? Can you name a single time, Tophia, that's ever happened to you?
Nobody cares. Saying that someone is not welcome in the community is very harmful towards the community.
She's being very general about religions, and yeah, you know, a lot of Christianity, groups of Christianity, a lot of religions in general suck when it comes to being
That
gay.
isn't really
Yeah.
as problematic as Candace Owens that
But
do not accept
so
you as a
what?
black person. That type of rhetoric is what people
Rhetoric.
use towards the community.
Rhetoric.
Because you're not even talking about what's going on in the community. You're
Rhetoric.
not talking about
Tophia's
the
great
hate
at
crimes that's
rhetoric.
happening to people. You don't really care about your community when you're saying, oh,
Her
you're
great
problematic, so we don't
oratory
accept
skills.
you. That's not how that works. That's really weird. Well, first of all,
Candace Owens,
LGBTQ
of
does
course.
not have predators, and you just literally didn't realize that you used a harmful rhetoric that is towards LGBTQ community.
What is she talking about?
Because
What harmful
you
rhetoric?
just literally used a stereotype.
What stereotype
I'm
did
not
they
a
use?
predator. So to say the
How's it?
LGBTQ does not accept predators is weird, considering the fact they call people in the LGBTQ predators. So why would you
What?
put those two together?
None of what she... That was all backwards, what she just said. None of that made any sense. She was saying that there are predators in LGBT. That didn't make any sense what she just said.
Nowhere have I been
Can you
taught.
not think, Tophia, you just either misspoke completely or you just said something completely wrong. Either way, it was...
Nowhere have
That's
I
quite
said
funny
or
that you said
had
that.
inappropriate messages back and forth with minors. I'm not James Charles. I
Who?
never said... I was on somewhere else. and
She
I
always
can't
brings up these
remember
people
what
that
it
did...
was
Like,
that I was
who... I don't know
talking
who
about.
that is.
I never said gay people had AIDS. I was talking about something.
What?
I was referencing something. I was talking about something that someone said. I can't
Why
remember.
does she... Hey, you guys, do you know what I've never needed to explain in my life? How I didn't mean to say that all gay people...
I'm trying to remember if it was
What?
Ryan White or something like that. If you guys know the whole
I've never
Ryan
had to
White
explain that in my life,
situation,
Tophia, because
Ryan
I've never
White
been
got AIDS
accused
from
of that.
contaminated blood, I believe. Well, obviously he was a minor, so he couldn't. He ended up getting AIDS. People that
He couldn't...
not
obviously, he was a minor. You couldn't... Tophia couldn't think of any other way a minor could get AIDS. Like, I don't know, maybe being sexually assaulted, Tophia? The thing that you've been ranting and raving about
just
for
hugged someone, they got
2
AIDS.
fucking weeks?
Literally, I was talking. I don't remember what the conversation was. If it was Ryan White
Stop
or
saying
something else.
literally,
I
I
can't
hate
remember
it.
the conversation, but I was not saying that gay people have AIDS.
Oh, she wasn't
That's
saying
not
that,
what
you
I
guys.
said.
That's not what she said.
People love to crop and take live streams out of context.
They love to
They don't
crop and
even
take.
post the
I
whole-
would love to actually see the photo, the screenshots of
live
this.
stream it. If that's the case, post the whole live stream. You won't post the whole live stream because you don't post the context. You post out of context stuff, and then you think people, and then you let people run with it.
And then you think people, and then you let people run with it.
Versus
See, she has like pressured speech and stuff too. She like she doesn't even finish a sentence before she starts the next one. She's super paranoid. She thinks all these people are out to get her.
I
She's
literally
out of her
explained
mind.
it to you
She actually
what the
is out of her
context
mind.
was. You didn't get the full context. Someone shared me saying that gay people have AIDS or whatever it was. I didn't say that. I was a whole discussion behind that. And if you was in there, you would have got a history on what I was talking about.
Yeah, if you were in
You
there,
can't
guys,
just
you would have got a
assume
history on
something comes
Tophia
out of
talking
somebody's mouth
about
because they take 15
gay
seconds of a
and
lie.
straight and lesbians.
They need to
and
post the whole
bisexuals.
lie and stop lying. There was a reason. I was not saying all gay people have AIDS. Use your common sense. I was talking about something.
She was
Jesus
not saying
Christ.
all gay people have
I'm
AIDS.
not mad
guys.
because you're frustrating. It's I can take anything that you say.
She's not
I
mad
could
at all,
literally
though.
take that part, right, and I could
She
rewrite
just
something
sounds super angry and she's yelling.
at the beginning of your message and make it look like you said that. It's easy to do.
No, it's not.
Anyone
I
can
don't
do
know
it.
what you're talking
Like I
about.
take anybody's comment and make them say whatever they want.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
It's
do
not that
it.
hard.
Then show it to me.
Like you guys.
Sophia, you're so lazy you couldn't even Photoshop that shit. What are you talking about? It's actually not that easy to do that shit anymore. I don't know. Or it's so easy that you get away with it all the time. Like, what are you talking? I don't know.
I don't go out of my way to ruin people's lives by making false receipts.
Fuck you.
That's weird behavior. To literally say we don't want you in your community and call me a
You
freak is so
fucking
weird
hypocrite.
because people in
Wow,
your
that was
community would not accept
gross.
you.
How
We're
don't
literally
you feel
saying that.
slimy,
Like,
girl?
literally want to be liked by the straight people by saying that.
Slimer.
It's weird.
Ghostbusters.
I didn't ask for someone to argue
Fucking
with me.
slimed. That was
And
gross.
who said I love attention? What does me being bi
Who said Tophia loved
have
attention?
to do with loving attention?
Well, because you were losing attention and viewers, and then you like made it this huge thing. You coming out as bi, by the way. You didn't even like you came out as bi, but you still have never had a relationship, according to you. So like, what does it even matter? You've never even been with a woman or a man. So what difference does it make if you're bi, straight, gay? Like, who cares? you haven't consummated any of that. So how do you even know?
That has nothing to do with attention. Do
See,
you know the people
like
that
that's
came
it is
before
about
me?
attention. No, it is about attention with you. For other people, you're right. Other people, it's miserable. They go through hell because of it. But you haven't. You nothing bad has happened to you
The
since you came
only
out as
reason
bi.
why we're able
You're
to
still in the
celebrate
same shelter,
freely
even though they're
and have
religious,
some
and you
sort of
complain
freedoms and
about
have
that. You're still
equality
there.
is because
So
of
what are you
Marshall P.
talking about?
Johnson.
Nothing
When
bad
you're
has happened
talking
to you
about
because of it.
attention, you need to know
You've
the
never
history of
suffered a
where
single
things come
fucking
from.
thing because
What
you
are
were
we talking
bisexual.
about? What does me existing
So,
as my identity have anything to do with attention, considering the fact the people that came
my
before me that I
cousins,
have to acknowledge
their
that
family
is the
was
reason
huge in
why
the
I'm able
church. It
to
was
exist
really
as I
hard
am.
for them.
Because if it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even
Especially
have
one
pride.
of them. He's still like.
So what are you even talking about?
His
You want to
brother is
sit
the one
here
that got
and be
engaged.
hateful in
Both of my
Pride Month is
cousins,
so crazy
the
to
two
me.
brothers,
To sit here
ironically.
and then question someone's sexuality is so weird.
Not all of
It
my
be
cousins
your
too,
own people in your own
but
community that
the
be
one's
questioning.
like never gonna
That's
admit
why
it because
it's
of all this
internalized
religious stuff that he
homophobia and
went
it's
through
weird. And on Pride
when he
Month
was a
too,
kid.
by the way. What are
It's
you
way
talking
harder,
about?
I
I
think,
didn't
for
care. I was posting a lot of stuff about the LGBTQ community. What are you talking about? Did you not see my stories even before I
Wow,
was in love with
Tophia,
a
you posted some stuff on social media. That means you care a lot. I'm so sorry. You're right. Thoughts and prayers, guys. Thoughts and prayers.
woman? I was posting stuff. What are you talking about?
She
I
was
have family
posting stuff, you guys. She cares.
members that are gay. Like, I literally called out my uncle for being
Oh, she has
homophobic.
family
Or did
members
you
that are
just
gay now
forget that?
too.
From what I witnessed, from what I assumed,
As I said, two
that's
of my
what I assumed.
cousins. Yeah.
What happened was we were at
Don't
my
care.
grandma's
Couldn't
funeral.
care less.
Since you
I
don't
love them
remember,
both. They're both
we
my
was at my
cousins.
grandma's funeral,
Couldn't care.
and one of my cousins, he had a guy with him. I believe that was his partner. They were
She
sitting
doesn't
at a table
even
by
know. She doesn't even know. I just talked about both my cousins and how difficult it obviously was for them because of their religious household. She was somewhere with her cousin. Her cousin just so happened to be there with another guy, and she's assuming that they were their partner.
themselves and not
She
with his
doesn't even
dad.
know
And I wondered
if
why
her
his
cousin
dad did not
was
want to
gay.
sit with him.
She
My
doesn't even know. So
his dad didn't even talk to him once, didn't even look at him, didn't even say anything, didn't even acknowledge that he was there. And after we
Oh,
left,
that
that's
doesn't
when I
mean
realized
shit.
why he didn't acknowledge him.
no,
Because he
you
didn't want to acknowledge the fact
know,
that his own
you don't realize that you would ask them and they would confirm it for you. You don't know any of this. This is all in your
was
mind. You're
gay
making all
and
of
brought
this
his
up.
partner to my
Shut
grandma's
up.
funeral.
Shut up.
You know how messed up that is? Mind you, that's not my only cousin that is gay. Mind you, since you want
All
to
of a
say
sudden,
I
she
never
also has
cared,
multiple
in
cousins.
high school, I was
Wow.
in Gay Straight Alliance.
Oh, good for
It
you,
was called
Tophia, in high
Students. We
school.
changed the name to Students and Faculty for Equality. I went to a car
Students
wash
and
to help
Faculty for-
fundraise.
Tophia was at a fundraiser car wash, you guys. That's probably why they didn't raise any money.
Money for the club. It was the Gay Straight Alliance. I was in that club when I was in high school. I've
Yes, it
always
was called the
been
Gay
fighting for
Straight
gay
Alliance back
rights.
then. Okay.
For you to sit there and say I never cared, I did care. What are you doing except being internally
Supporting my
homophobic
cousin, going
and
to
then
his
top of
wedding.
internally being homophobic? You're
Donating
really
to
sitting here doing it
Democratic
on Pride Month
candidates.
and then questioning someone's sexuality. I'm
Tophia,
so
how much money have you ever donated to any cause ever? I'm like, I don't have tons of money, but like even giving $5 or $10 sometimes is better than nothing.
sick and tired of being questioned.
I bet
got
this chick has
questioned
never
way too much,
donated
and I
a
don't
dollar
like it.
in her fucking
No, it's not
life.
Black Pride Club. I was in Black Student Union. Black Student Union is like
I already
SNAR.
mentioned Black Student Union before, by the way.
Have you ever heard of STEP? If you've seen Stomp the Yard, that's what it was. We did a STEP routine. I was in Black Student
Black Student Unions basically stomp the yard. Yeah, at every school, Tophia, all they do is stomp the yard in the Black Student Union. What?
Straight Alliance, which we changed it to Students and Faculty for Equality. Now, the reason why we changed it to that is because
Did you guys hear this, by the way? This name change is very important for some reason. It seems more important to her than what the group actually did, because she hasn't said one fucking thing that they did besides a car
there were people out there
wash.
that would not support it. So
Just-
they changed
And she
it.
just said a car wash to raise funds for the group. She's not saying what the group is doing to support equality or gay and straight students.
to get donations was like it was a safer thing to do because
Right, to get donations to
obviously
do
we're high
what?
school students. Imagine
What did
high
you
school
do with
students
it?
going out there and fundraising a car wash for Gay Straight Alliance, and then you get hate crime. Like
What?
would have got beat up. They would have not. It would have been a
Okay,
hate crime. It was
Laramie
for the
Project,
safety.
and if she knows what that even is, like off the top of her head, I would give her $100. But no, that's not gonna happen. She's such a victim, and she's such a.
Of the students, it
It's
was for
not.
the
Yeah, you're just gonna get hate crime, Tophia. They're just gonna instantly know that your car wash is to support the gay straight alliance. They're just gonna know it right away. Like just seeing all those kids outside, they won't assume it's like any type of group, any type of academic, high school group. Specifically, they'll know it's the gay straight alliance, and they will hate crime you right there in front of a busy car wash with dozens and dozens of students and faculty from the school. You're just gonna get hate crimed, you guys.
the safety of
Think about
everyone.
that. But they did it
No,
anyway.
because you know
They're
why
just so
I
brave.
haven't done that, and I will tell you why I haven't done that.
Stunning and
Because
brave,
I'm not out
Tophia.
here
You're
trying
stunning
to
and
have
brave.
sex with people. What is wrong with you? Are you okay?
She's
You know
not
why
trying
I've
to
never
sleep
been
with people
a woman?
suddenly, you
Because I'm
guys.
just now figuring out about myself and that I like
She's just
women.
now at 32 figuring that out, you guys. It took her 32 years, but she got there.
And I'm not out here trying.
And I'm sort of joking about that. I realize some people it takes time. I mean, I mentioned my one cousin. He might never come fully to terms with it, while his brother did completely. So obviously, right there, two examples, brothers where they're not even on the same page of it. But I make light of it, but it's just because it's Tophia. Like those things are serious.
To have sex. I don't know why I have to explain that to people. Why do you care if I'm having sex or not? That is so weird. That
Trust
is my
me, I
personal
don't.
business, not yours.
That's
like I
gross.
can literally go
It's just
and have
gross.
sex if I want to be man or woman.
Oh, she could go, just like she could go score a K-pop idol at any time. You guys, she could score,
Like,
and
I'm
she could
out
pick.
here for that. I'm
She could
trying to get
score
a pussy
anytime
to
she
live.
wants to.
I buy for clicks. That makes no sense considering the fact.
That's a
You
good
wanna
one.
know
That's
something that is
buy
funny? You said I'm bi for clicks. After I made that video about being bi, you know how much followers I lost? I lost 1,000+ followers after I made that video, and I got called the D word.
I would love to see like her actual like on a metrics website, like what her metrics looked like before and after that. Like, were you losing 1,000 followers already, like per X amount of days or weeks beforehand? If so, like that means nothing out of the ordinary happened.
Wow.
Were
I
you
so
going
did
up
it for
10,000 subs a week
attention
and
when
then
I'm
suddenly
literally
you
losing
dropped
followers.
1,000?
I lost a
Then
lot
that
of
tells
followers,
me
which
it
I
was
could care
because of
good
that.
riddance.
But
Like, you don't
Tophia,
support
that's
the
so out of
LGBTQ
context.
community, then I don't want you supporting me. I literally lost a lot of followers since saying what I said.
That's not
That
why you
is
lost
not
followers.
attention.
I promise you.
I did not get clicks.
I
did not
promise
get
you
likes.
that's not
I
why you lost followers. You saying
which
that
I
you were
could care
bi.
less
I
'cause good
promise
riddance.
you.
You knew that I stood for and protected the LGBTQ+ community. Then why were you still following me? It took me saying that I was bi for you to unfollow me. You should have already unfollowed me. I don't need you or your hatred on my page. I don't need you on my page. I am literally not
Damn,
trying
guys,
to.
I've been pausing a lot. This video is probably super long and shit. Ah, fuck, it's already an hour long and it's already
Anything.
late.
I don't know why people are so
I have to
invested
finish
with
this,
who I have
though.
sex
I'm
with or my
determined.
sex life. That's really weird. I'm not sitting here asking you list all the people
Crank
you've
up
had
the
sex with.
speed
That
a
is so
little bit.
weird. I'm trying to get a place to live. Like, your priorities, are you okay? Because it doesn't seem like your priorities are in the right place. If you're worried
Yeah, Tophia, our priorities are out of whack.
about whether or not, why would I be thinking about having sex when my mom is at a shelter?
Why? You're at a shelter. Never. What?
Does that
What? Did I just have a stroke?
make any sort of sense? Being bi has nothing to do with
There's
a
a few things in
rebrand.
this video I feel
I
like I
didn't need to
stroked out
rebrand. I was
on.
already getting views and follows. Why did I need to rebrand? A rebrand would mean that I would gain followers, not lose followers. If I was rebranding, I wouldn't rebrand to something where I lose followers.
That's not true. First of all, depending on how many followers you had, 1,000 could be nothing. If 1,000 followers is the cost of a rebrand, which then gains you 500,000 followers, of course that's worth it. What are you talking about? That makes absolutely no sense. I don't even know though if she's even thinking about it on that level, if she's just thinking on it on an even less intelligent level than that, where she is just being very literal right now and actually thinks that there would be no reason to rebrand and lose a couple followers now to gain a lot down the road. I wonder if she even realizes that that's something that people do.
This is the stupidest
Do you know
thing
what I
I've
mean?
ever heard in my life.
Like, no, it's
Considering
not.
the fact
You could
I
definitely
was getting a lot of
successfully
followers.
pivot
My
and
follower
change
count
your
was going up a
channel.
lot, and so was my views.
It's
I
very
don't post
obvious you
as
could do
much.
that.
That's
So,
why I haven't posted as much. And when I do post, I don't care about views. I post the video, and if it goes viral, if it doesn't, and sometimes I don't realize till after that I've gotten a million views. I am one of those people
I don't believe you
who
for a
could care
second.
less about views and likes
Don't.
and whatever.
That's such Tophia. You care about nothing but that. You're so terminally online. You're such a fucking social media addict. You're so addicted to social media. You couldn't take a break from it. I would bet you money that you couldn't stay off of social media in all forms for longer than 2 days. I'd be willing to bet money on it. There's no way. Your brain is so dopamine wired to it. It's unbelievable.
If it
It's
doesn't,
unbelievable.
and sometimes I don't realize till after that I've gotten a million views.
There's no way.
I
You're
am one of those
online
people-
so much. You're on social media, TikTok, Instagram so much. There's no way you're watching those numbers 24/7, girl. Don't even lie about this.
who could
This
care
is a
less
terrible.
about views
This
and
is a
likes and
horrible lie.
Whatever the case may be.
It's a horrible,
post videos
disgusting,
and
gross
I don't even
lie.
really look at the comments. Sometimes I do
Unbelievable.
respond to some comments.
She doesn't look at the comments, by the way, or the haters or anything, but she used the term heat. She knew that people always say that she's in heat earlier. Santoki, shout out to you. She's obviously watching you, girl. She's obviously watching you, Santoki, and good for you. Because that means that Tophia is actually listening to what you're saying about her, which is awesome.
Negative
If
comments.
Tophia listened to my video, I would be so happy. I wouldn't even care if that was the only view it got. If only one person watched this video, as long as it was Tophia, I'd be so happy about it.
But for the most part, I just post the video, and then I don't even.
Instead, I've got my one dude. God, I'm so sorry. I'm blanking on your name right now. I have one guy that comes on my channel, or I think it's a guy. Tophia Archive is a woman, but I don't know. I'll look for it later.
Really look at
I think it's like
comments.
Fred or something. They
When I
use
post something to my
symbols,
story, I
which
just
is what
post it, and
like
then
dashes
I
and
don't
stuff
even
in
look
their
at the
name, which is
messages.
why I
Like, people
can't
send
remember it
nasty
off the top of
messages,
my
I'll just
head.
delete it.
They have at least
If
one
I read the first
dash
part
in
of
their
it, I'm
name,
just
and
deleting
it's
it.
like
That's
letters
it,
and
that's all.
numbers.
I don't need to be entertained.
I know letters and yeah, I sound like an idiot. I sound like Tophia saying it's letters and numbers. Obviously, it's letters and numbers, but I mean it's just like a string. It's not. I don't remember the word.
Like me,
I
and
have
I'm
to-
gonna tell you the truth.
You know, now I feel like an
Right? I
asshole.
don't really care about
I'm
views.
gonna
I just
look
post
this
stuff and
up
then I go.
because it's like my one actual fan, and now I feel like a dick for not remembering their name, and they're watching this video. I feel bad about that now. I actually feel like an asshole, so I'm gonna look up their name really quick. What the fuck? This is not my channel. You know, I hate how, I don't know, maybe this is just for me. Where's my channel? What is going on here? There we go. It was just a different K-Mac channel. It's very weird. Very, very weird. Rady. I'm sorry, I said Fred. Rady. Rady, if you're watching, I love you, man. Thank you for watching.
Like,
I know you're watching
about
and
the likes,
listening.
care about
I
the
really
views
appreciate
because they
that.
make money. For me personally, I don't.
If
make
it was
that
just
much
you and
money on
Tophia,
Instagram or
like
Facebook.
that'd be
And
it.
yes,
I
my
wouldn't care
15
about
second
anyone
videos
else, you know?
do, if
Because
they go
knowing
viral,
that Tophia is listening to me and like what I'm saying about her, or like Santoki, like she's listening to her and knows what Santoki's saying about her, and like what the general public thinks is just so amazing.
I
That's
do
so
make
amazing.
money, but I'm not making anything but like rents. I literally
She makes
made,
money,
like,
but
I think
she's
it was
not
only,
making
like
anything.
last month I got paid $11 from Facebook because with Facebook and Instagram.
Just highlighting that she just said she just got paid $11. Okay, just remember that.
You have to be hitting 10 million views to get thousands of dollars. I'm not getting 10 million views.
She got paid
I'm not going to
$11.
make it super viral because I'm just posting lip sync videos and just going about my day, okay? I post the videos because that's mostly all I can basically do until I get a place because, you know, like my background, because if I show my background, then I get doxxed. That's a whole other thing. I'm not trying to, I can't work on my content till I get a place. I'm not getting $11. That's not
Sorry
what
for
I'm
that
only
noise,
getting. I'm
you
not
guys.
only getting $11. That's on Facebook and Instagram. That's not TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok
suddenly
has
she's
more than
not
$11.
getting only 11
But the
bucks.
issue was is that I kicked
How
off the
much are you
creator
getting on
program
TikTok, Tophia?
because
If you're getting so much on TikTok, why are you suddenly off of there and on Instagram?
first of all, I applied. I don't know, it said something about, not unoriginal. It was some, I don't know what it was. I can't even remember what the violation was, but it was a false violation.
Tophia doesn't even know what the fake violation is. They got kicked her off of her platform where she makes the most money.
I went to apply and
Okay.
it says that I haven't posted any quality content. Because the one video that I kept posting that was somewhat
Ouch.
over
Tophia's not posting any quality content, you guys.
It says it's not eligible.
Sorry, these noises,
for
I'm like
the
taking my
creator
medicine,
fund.
my vitamins.
It
and
keeps
stuff.
telling me that every time I post it.
See, Tophia,
Which is fine.
I'm taking medicine right now because I know I need it and it helps me, even though it has the slight side effect of having me gain a little bit of weight and my cholesterol goes up a little bit. And it's my own lazy fault that I'm not exercising more to combat that. I take this medication because I know, just like you said, should I be on medication? Absolutely. That was your own answer. That is also my answer. Yes, I should absolutely be on medication. A lot of medication. And I take it because it helps me be a regular person and do stuff like hold down a job and go to work and, you know, not collapse into a gigantic mess of addiction and depression and hypomanias and insanity, which is where you're kind of at right now. Although, again, you're way crazier than that. Again, I believe Tophia also is schizophrenic or has some sort of schizoaffective disorder. I'll say it once again, she's completely delusional. She's super paranoid all the time, and she thinks all these things are out to get her, which really aren't.
Fine. It's ineligible, which does not cause it to have a strike. But for me, because
Like, even this is
I
paranoid.
wasn't posting any type of
is,
content like that. When I have a place, I'm going to
she's
post
being
content
persecuted.
where I start talking about more situations. Because I always
Even
talk
on the
about
platform.
everything. What I can
Yeah,
talk
she
about
calls
on my
home.
page, what I can do
They're
on
coming
my page,
after her.
what I can't.
They're
I'm
after
asking
you,
I gotta be
you guys.
careful what I'm doing because if someone sees the background, then I'm lost. I have a lot of ideas. I'm trying to get money so I can do a lot more photos.
Just because you're crazy doesn't mean they're not all out to get you, right?
That way, too. Well, if you know fast food is always hiring, then why don't you go apply for a job? They need people to work, but yet you're waiting? That's lazy.
What do you mean waiting,
Imagine knowing
Tophia?
that people need people to work, and you're too lazy to go help them.
Did you ever consider that maybe the person who recommended that to you already has a job, but knows that you don't, so they're, you know, suggesting one to you that you might... did that occur to you?
And some of you guys really don't want to work.
Yeah.
Jobs are hiring, jobs need
Oh, you fucking hypocrite.
help.
I'll just let this
And you're gonna
play
let
for
them
a
struggle
little
like
bit.
that because you don't want work? That's their fault.
Yeah, we're the ones.
I have started my YouTube channel, but I can't post anything on it.
We're
I
the
just told
ones
you
that
that.
don't want
Just like I can't post anywhere else. And because of that,
Why
I
can't
have
you?
to wait.
Why?
YouTube, I have to reapply for the creator fund because I wasn't posting any videos and I wasn't generating any money. So they said I could reapply. They kicked me out of the creator fund. I didn't even get a strike. They just said that they closed it and then I could just rejoin it. But I'm
Yeah,
not
why
gonna
would you get a
rejoin it until I
strike?
make videos. So you know why I
Violating
said
it,
y'all
they're
don't
not
want
gonna
to work.
strike you,
People
just
keep telling me, oh,
what?
this place is hiring.
Of course you
Well,
wouldn't
if
get a
you
strike
know
for
the
that.
place
What are
is
you
hiring,
talking
then why
about?
don't you apply instead of telling someone to go apply?
Because they already have a job and you don't.
Because you don't want to help the job. If you know that
What do you mean
job,
help a job? You don't. It's not helping a job. It's a job. You go there and do things, and in exchange, they give you money.
they're asking people to
Not
apply for the
volunteer
job.
work.
That must mean
Well, she
that they need
confused
someone
that
to
those
work.
two the other
How?
day. I
Because
forgot
they're
about that. She
short-staffed. Why
confused
are
being
you
a
looking at
volunteer
the
with
application
working.
and not applying? I think if
God, Tophia Archive, you are diabolical with these videos. I love that word. You know, that became a thing. 'Cause I just think it's funny. But, I mean, you know, she talks about, oh, those thirst trap videos don't mean I wanted to Tophia, who are you kidding with what this video is implying? Like, are you joking me?
I was at work.
Look, like, come on, let's rewinding this for a second. What is this? Come on.
That they need someone to work. They need
Yeah,
help because they're
Tophia,
short-staffed.
that video is definitely very platonic and not implying anything.
Why are you looking at
She really looks horrible too. Again, I'm of the opinion that I think any woman can look beautiful. I really do believe that. I don't know if I'm alone in that thinking, or if there are other men that share that thought, or women that share that thought. I truly believe that. But she really challenges me on that. She really does whenever I see her do shit like this, because she does not look appealing at all. Like,
At the application and not applying. I didn't get fired on my day off. I was at work when I got fired. And I didn't even get fired. I was put on a 2-week suspension.
maybe it's because I know what like the
I didn't get
inside
fired on
hurts
my day off. I
like
was
you
at
know they
work
always say the
making
inside
sandwiches.
and the outside
I
makes
was a
you
sandwich
like
maker at Dunkin' Donuts.
she's
And
so
I always got
ugly
a
on
lot
the
of tips
inside.
because
Maybe
I
that's
was really good
why
at what I did.
I just can't
and my
see.
regulars would tip.
Like I just can't even see it like a circumstance where she looks like like good, I just can't even
you probably
envision
would
one.
know about.
I feel like an
Because
asshole.
I have good customer service, and also
Because I'm
because
making it about
I was
appearance
just
and shit
good.
like that, and
I
instead
didn't
of
get
her
fired on my
terrible
day off. I was
thoughts,
at work
which
when I was
we've already
asked to
gone
go to
over, her
work
terrible
because I got
hypocrisy and her
suspended.
terrible
The
paranoia
manager had to come and sign that
and
piece of paper that the
victimism
manager had to sign
and
when you get suspended. I had to stand there and watch him sign it. And
performative
then
behavior
I kept calling
and
to see if I had my
all that
job.
other stuff
She didn't
is
even tell me
disgusting.
when I had to come back to work or if I had my job. So I stopped calling because it was always, oh, she's at the other one.
She stopped
Because
calling.
She ran into both Dunkin' Donuts. There were two
That's
Dunkin'
why
Donuts
she lost her
managers.
job because she
And
just
every
stopped
time I called,
calling.
it was like, oh, she's at the other one. She's not here. You literally have employees lying for you. I do not want to work for someone that is
I'll be straight up. One time I just stopped. One time a job. I did a no-call, no-show. It was my least favorite job I've ever had. It was working, like stock and cashier at a pet goods store. And I hated it. My boss was the worst human being ever. He thought he was Donald Trump because he owned 2 pet goods stores. He owned 2 stores that sold pet food and pet toys and shit. And I did a no-call, no-show once, and then they, suspended me, and I just never went back, I hated that job. I should have, quit in a big way, but I didn't want, my next job, them to call them and be like, it was even worse than, how I left it. But I hated that job, man. I just never went back. I couldn't have hated a job more in my life. Never had a worse job in my life.
You want me to
and she thinks that it's begging, too, for measly $200. She doesn't, not even for a living wage. How do you even know that? You've never even... Tophia, you never worked a job. How do you know? You don't have any...
No, that's not why I got fired. I said she bullied me.
You have no expenses.
You know what bullying is?
What else would your money go
manager can bully you.
Yeah, no shit. I had a terrible manager who kind of bullied me a little bit. He was an asshole. So what? Get over it. That shit is part of life. That's part of life. Bitch, that's part of going through jobs and working.
You know what her excuse was and what she tried to.
That's why my job now. People ask me at work, they're like, "Oh, don't you hate this job and stuff?" And I'm like, "No, I don't get paid that much, but I don't. I like my job now. I like what I do. It's not that difficult, and it affords me time to study and do other stuff. I like it, and I like the people I work with." And even though some of them are dicks, and people ask me, oh, how do you put up with them being, so, talking down to you? And it's I don't know. I've had way worse jobs than this and been in a way worse position. I don't delve into my addiction and stuff, but, I've had way worse jobs and been in way worse positions. I don't know, And, Tophia's complaining about this one little thing. Get over it. That's part of life.
Maybe you
it's part of a job.
She didn't say laundry detergent.
Get over
it. She said clothes soap.
Get over it and work, just do it. Suck it up. Buttercup, I don't know what else to say.
For the brand. Not because they're good. It's a oh, jeez. It's a fucking flying around. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I don't know, what's some kind of beetle which called it's this beetle, whatever it was. It's a big red thing that keeps flying around. It's a big old beetle thing of yours. I don't know. And then it landed, and then it flew.
Attention span of a cocker spaniel.
Because it's rounded like a beetle. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Because first of all, she lied to me. When I worked at Dunkin' when I first started, she was like, you have to work up towards minimum wage. That's not how that works.
Yeah, no one ever said that to you, and that's not how that works.
You don't work up to that. Yes, I know.
Nobody said that to her.
To be honest, it was my first job. So, I don't know if she wasn't giving me full-time, she was giving me part-time. And mind you, I only...
That doesn't mean you weren't making minimum... Tophia knows so little about how a job works that she doesn't realize that the amount of hours you get doesn't mean that you're not making minimum wage.
And then I kept 100. But I also had to pay for my phone bill, so I took $50 out of that.
Well, you pay for that now, though.
$50 left for spending money. So if you're not understanding, $200 is not enough to live. I'm not gonna go work a job to be told that I have to make 3 times the rent. Then I'm never gonna get a place because they're
None
not
of
gonna
what she
accept the fact that
said
I'm
just
making
makes
two
any
hundred
sense
dollars.
or follows
What
any sort
place
of
do you know that
logic,
you
as
can rent for
always.
$200 and they get a car, put gas in it with car insurance?
Why
What
are
are
you
you
just...
even talking
Tophia,
about?
you're like jumping from Go on the Monopoly board to Boardwalk. What are you talking about? Get a house, get a car all at once? You think you're going to do all of these things at the same time simultaneously? I actually think she might think that. Like, oh, it's just all going to line up. I'm going to get a house and a car and XYZ all at the same time. It's just all going to fall into my lap at once. Are you... She really is out of her mind. That's what I really think she's... I don't think. She's got bigger mental problems,
I don't
man.
only make $11 online. Did you know that when
Remember earlier when she literally said I only made $11 last month off of Facebook and the one other platform, not TikTok. It was either Instagram but Instagram and Facebook I thought are the same. So I don't know. It was maybe Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I don't know, something like that. She had said she only made $11 earlier. Now, guess what? She's saying the opposite.
when TikTok live subscriptions, when I was living in the car, I made $3,000 in January. I made a whole paycheck in 1 month. I made
What an amazing quote. I made a whole paycheck in 1 month. That's crazy, Tophia. Usually my paychecks are bi-monthly, actually, not bi-weekly. I actually don't get paid every 2 weeks. I get paid every 2 months. So that'd be crazy if I got a paycheck every month. Are you kidding me? And, I make right around that. A little bit less. Again, my job pays terribly, but it affords me a lot of other benefits. There's a lot of upsides to the poor pay.
two months of paycheck in a whole month.
And I like it, again. I don't hate myself. I don't wake up every morning like Tophia and hate myself and drag myself out of bed and can barely shower anymore because, I don't want to live.
In a month. Literally.
Like that she was talking earlier about she didn't want to shower because she's so depressed. That's why. Her life's miserable. What does she have when she wakes up? The best part of her day is when she gets to go on a live stream and maybe get some positive interaction or positive feedback from a couple people. But she's so focused on the negative too that it's unbelievable.
I made $3,000 in January.
Wow. How much did you make in Feb? What's really cool is if you told me how much you made in December and February, so I could see if that was a standard month for you, like an average month. Are you averaging $3,000? Was that a low month? Maybe she makes $5,000 a month usually. I don't know. Is that a high month? Maybe she makes $200. The $200 she was just belittling.
Comic-Con, I took my brother to Comic-Con. Mind you, we were looking for an RV. I was gonna buy an RV.
I can't believe I ever sped up this much too.
People
She's
wanted
still talking so slow.
Some people wanted 10,000. There were some RVs that we found, but they were scams. They were cheap.
Wow, people wanted $10,000 for an RV. What a shocker! Someone wants something at $10,000 for a recreational vehicle that you can live out of and drive. Someone wants $10,000 for that. I checked. I take good care of my car because it's paid off, and it's a Honda Civic, so it should last forever. Especially because I put very few miles on it. I think I drive it maybe 3,000 or 4,000 miles a year, if that. The car's 3.5 years old. It has not even 14,000 miles on it. So.
But they were scams.
And the car is estimated value just on Carfax alone is $23,000. Because the mileage is so low, and I take such good care of it. And so.
And we were looking.
To think that an RV would be. What did she think it would be? $800?
RVs.
In Breaking Bad, where Combo steals it from his family
for a good price.
A couple grand.
Were already sold by the time I got paid. So the money went into the cars. The money went into.
Sophia, you think you could have bought an RV with $3,000? See, this is what I'm talking about. Her delusions.
But that money went.
That's
car parts
totally
are not cheap. Car parts are not cheap. So I went with a budget. I had a budget in mind.
What type of
so
car
I said,
parts
this is how much I'm going to spend. So I planned out, because it tells you how much celebrity autographs are. So I said, these are the autographs.
Wait, celebrity autographs? We were just talking about fixing a car.
We're getting. This is all
What?
I'm spending at Comic-Con because I told my family, we need to save for an RV.
Was this a Tophia archive cut, or was that actually
I made $3,000. So
no, this is her train of thought. Because she just talked about the RV again. Sophia, you were just talking about fixing cars and the cost of that, and all of a sudden you're talking about the total Cocker Spaniel attention span, total pressured. Like, what are you
We went to
talking
Comic
about?
Con. Yes, there was one
Total rambling.
signature that I was planning on not getting.
All of a
Only
sudden,
one.
how much
It
Comic
was an
Con
unplanned
costs?
signature because my brother wanted to get it for one of his friends. So I was like, sure, whatever. I think one or two.
Of course, the thing he had to get for his friend was an unplanned signature that cost money.
There might have been two signatures that were unplanned because I think the dancing
Maybe two. No. All of a sudden, it's two.
Deadpool was not planned, but I don't remember. Anyways, after that, I had about 2,000 left. 2,000 plus. I had a lot.
She spent $1,000 on signatures from people at Comic Con, who, as I explained in my last video, the people who go to cons and sell their signatures are some of the people with the most signatures out there, and their signatures are worth the least. This is not like a signature from Babe Ruth, Tophia. This is someone that sells their signature at a con to as many people as can that show up. So if 20,000 people show up and 1,000 of them pay $20 to get some guy who voiced some cartoon character on SpongeBob, all of them pay $20 for his autograph. You know how much that autograph's worth online? It's worth $15 on eBay.
My money left.
Maybe actually, sorry, $25 on eBay because then they charge you the $5 extra for going to the con.
Then, when it came time, so I basically had
It's
to
worth
help
shit.
with
You
parts
spent
for the car.
$1,000
I had to
on
help with
literal
a lot of
shit.
things, and that's where the money went. And then after that,
That's literal garbage.
20%
It's so
battery came up. So then, when the
insulting
money was all gone,
to people
then
who
we
like
couldn't get
like
an
I
RV.
saved so
So
much
that's
of my
why
money.
we ended up having to live in a car, and we didn't ever get an RV.
I'm trying to build like this huge financial bedrock for my wife and I. Like I have a big emergency fund, you know, or like big relative for me, like, you know, several digits, in the 5 digits, you know, like I have a good amount, same digits of investments and stuff. Like I've been trying to play catch up ever since I stopped being a crazy opioid addict, and like she's talking about spending $1,000 on fucking junk autographs at Comic Con, and she bragged about how she almost saved $300. And what was it, $300? We'll even say $400. She didn't even do it. She almost saved $400 in high school while her parents were renting to own. In case you didn't know either of those things, she likes to talk about them a lot. So.
It went to fix the car.
Damn, this is a long video, you guys. I'm sorry.
Parts are not expensive.
It's already
Cars, gas, before the gas prices hiked. And thank God we're not living in a car still, because with these gas prices and the money that my brother was making from DoorDash, I literally had money
with
saved.
these gas prices, fragments, then she starts talking about something else, Cocker Spaniel attention span. Like, what about these gas prices?
And it did not go.
How would living in a car right now be significantly worse because of the gas prices? You're still living out of a car. Like, okay, it's a little bit more money to drive the fucking thing. Like, are you driving it around while you live in it, or are you just leaving it parked somewhere as long as you can and sitting in it?
The only thing I spent money on was Comic Con, and I didn't even spend the whole 3,000 there.
Yeah, she only spent 1,000. She only spent a third of her money at Comic Con. Literally a third of that money.
Because I already had a plan. I already knew that I was going to get an RV, but the RVs that people wanted was expensive.
Yeah.
And I said,
so that's why she was okay spending the money, because she already had a plan to get an RV. The problem though was the RVs were expensive, so it doesn't really sound like you had it doesn't sound like you had a plan at all to get an RV. It doesn't sound like that at all.
This RV, I know we can get, when you run, because I see something, and you have the money, and you're like, can we go get it right away? When I know that there's going to be an RV that's cheaper, and I'm going to be like, oh, there's the same RV that's for a cheaper price, and I spent all this money. Plus, you need money for things. We would have needed money because we would have got some.
Tophia, thank you for educating us on the fact that you need money for things.
Place to park.
We're very unaware.
We were going to park in an RV park, which means we would have had to pay rent. Because when you park in an RV...
This is so delusional. Like, she thought she was gonna get a fucking RV with $2,000? How? Like, she even knows right now what the cost it would be to park it and all that stuff. She knows that. But she thought she could get an RV, even if she didn't spend 1,000 on bullshit Comic-Con signatures. She thought she could get a fucking RV for $3,000?
RV park.
Yeah, maybe like again, like, even in Breaking Bad, that RV was fucking $3,000, and that was stolen from his friend.
But it's
Like,
not
oh my
free. You have to
god,
pay rent monthly
unbelievable.
because you have to hook up unless you have a generator
Well,
or
you don't
something like
have
that.
to hook up if you. I mean, only if you want electricity.
You literally have to go to hook up whenever you use the restroom, anything like that. When you're living in an RV.
What?
Well, first of
Well, yeah,
all, I
plumbing.
had money left
That's
over
something
for an
different, also.
RV. So telling me I didn't need to go to Comic Con, that was the last Comic Con I went to with my brother. And it's a good thing I did go.
But you didn't know that at the time. At the time, you were trying to buy an RV and decided that blowing a third of your money at Comic Con on signatures was a better idea. So, let's just keep going with this. If you instead had used that money on an RV, let's say you had found an RV for $3,000 somehow, you would have then all been sleeping in an RV somewhere, and your brother might be alive. So you're saying you're glad you went and did that with him, but if you hadn't done that with him, you might have had the money to not be in the situation you were. So, yeah, that's crazy. You're a hypocrite, you're a terrible person, but who am I kidding? It's Tophia. Of course she wouldn't have used that money for the RV. She still would have blown it on something else.
I know what I spent all my money on, and I don't have to show people what I spent all my money on.
No, you don't have to, but don't fucking tell us you spent it on one thing when we all know you spent it on another. Don't fucking lie to all of us.
Mind you, that's where all the money went.
Yeah, it went to
I didn't
cars. That's
spend
where it all
$3,000
went.
on autographs. You must be crazy.
She only spent
I don't have
1,000,
that
you
much
guys.
autographs.
Only
Y'all
1,000.
sometimes you try to complain about things. Well, I could go if I want to. What do you mean I didn't need to go? If I want to go do something with my money, I can. Why does that bother you?
It doesn't bother.
She
She always says this. Tophia, it does not. It is no skin off my nose, girl, and your nose is looking super crusty. Okay, you're looking super ragged in these videos. That hair is matted. That's what my old cat's hair used to look like when she was old and couldn't clean herself anymore. But she was too old to take to the groomers because she was like 18 and like weighed like 2 pounds. So, old ass cat. So yeah, like what are you talking
If I
about?
want to go to Comic Con, I'm gonna go to Comic Con.
Yes, nobody's.
It would have been different.
Again, once again, this is for it's for your benefits. It's for your benefit, Tophia, not the person saying it.
See, if I had went to Comic Con, right, and I am gonna say this, if I had went to Comic Con and didn't have money for an RV, of course I wouldn't be going to Comic Con. I would have said, no, we need to save this money for an RV. I'm not stupid. I know how to manage money.
Do I even need to say anything, you guys? Tophia claiming she can manage money. She just said she knew what she had to do, and she still didn't do it. Because she just felt like doing what she wanted to with her money. Who are we to tell her what to do with her money? Even though she was telling herself what to do with it, she still didn't do it. What?
You don't know how to manage money.
You're right, Tophia. I don't know how to manage money. I just went from being broker than you because I was addicted to opioids to having a net worth of, I don't know, maybe like 50 grand. Well, that's not counting my
If it
car.
wasn't for my money management skills, we wouldn't have had a
Actually, that might be. I don't know. Either way, it's something like that. That's just me too, not my wife.
Ran about $200. That's what I got for TikTok.
Maybe more, but I did that in like just a couple years grinding. Maybe this is my 4th year at my job, so like 3 or 4 years grinding this shit out. So the first year was spent unfucking some stuff that I
I
fucked.
gave him the money and he bought the car part. In order for the car to run properly, we needed a transmission. We were in a car that didn't run with no heat. We would hang out at the library. Then we would go into the car and sleep in a car that had no heat. Because it didn't run, because the other car didn't run. My brother needed that car to run so we can also sleep in it, so he can get to work. And if it wasn't for my $200, we wouldn't have had that. So then, when I got the
Yeah, it's all Tophia is the savior. It's all because of her. It wasn't her brother who was working or who got the cars or anything. It was all
and I spent
Tophia.
some of it at Comic Con.
But then she spent some of it at Comic Con. Whoopsie.
When we were trying to get the RV, the car.
When you're trying to get the RV, so she promised that she'd get the RV, but instead she went and spent 1,000 of her $3,000 on signatures at Comic Con.
We needed money. It went
When you
for
need
the
money.
car, because if I didn't have that money, then we wouldn't have had a running car. There was no way I was paying a lot of money for an RV.
Tophia, the savior.
You have to plan things. You have to understand. You can't just buy.
Tophia just said, literally, 90 seconds ago that she knows how to manage money and how to do all that, but now she's saying you gotta plan things, you can't just do it. Yeah, Tophia, that's what managing money is called. It's called planning it. I've been saving up for months because I go overseas where my wife lives. You know how much fucking money I saved that I could have spent on fucking bullshit? Thousands of dollars over, months. It adds up. Fucking so stupid. She's so stupid.
Goes for an RV. Like, I'm not gonna throw all my money into an RV. There's a lot of
does she even have a high school education? I'm being dead serious.
Well, there's an RV for 3,000.
Does she have a GED?
That doesn't make no sense. You have to learn how to plan.
You have to learn how to plan, you guys. Coming from the lady who's in a homeless shelter, who claims that she knows how to manage money and plan ahead. I guess she planned really far ahead to be in this homeless shelter.
You don't throw all your money down.
You have to be financially responsible. Tophia just said that. You don't throw all your money down, and you don't go.
Say, oh, well, I'm never going to find an RV for this price. Yes, you can.
Tophia, what? Okay, well, you just said that you gave up and said you couldn't find it at that price. You just said that, and that's why you spent all that money at Comic-Con. Well, you spent that because you could, because it's your money and you wanted to, but your reasoning afterwards was that you wouldn't be able to... You just...
Trust me.
Never mind.
You know that... Well, I manifest.
She just said it.
There was one time...
Oh, she manifests a lot of things. Yeah, she really... Yeah, Tophia, your life's going great. You must manifest the shittiest... If you've manifested all this, you are fucking shit at manifesting. You should stop. You should let other people manifest for you. Maybe let, like, the universe do it or something. Because if you are the one that's been manifesting all this, you have been fucking your shit up.
I went to the theme park and I said, I'm going to find a big flat screen TV for $40. Sure enough.
I gotta get through this, you guys. I gotta get through this.
You don't gotta pay a lot of money for things. If you know what you're doing.
A big flat screen TV, $40. RV, $2,000. Big flat screen TV, $40. RV, $2,000. So you just said that you could have found it. So why didn't you?
You can get things for cheap.
You just said you gotta know how to plan. You had $2,000 left over for what? Why no RV?
All that money. People want to run because consumerism has them by the cojones, literally. And then they tell you, if you don't hurry up and buy this,
you don't know what, she heard something on TikTok, capitalism bad, living wage, blah, 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 blah. She says enough shit that makes her sound like only half stupid. Or like to people even dumber than her, it sounds, like somewhat smart. She's talking about living wages and the government forcing them to do stuff. It's all fucking nonsense. It's all nonsense.
People run and buy these because they're like, oh, you go running and you spend all this money, and what good is that?
I don't know, Tophia. You tell me, because I don't do that. I save a lot of my fucking money so I can go visit and be with my wife. Give her money. Because she lives in a country where the average income is much lower. So, even my shit job is like a lot over there. Or a lot more. Not a lot, but a lot more. It goes way further. So, no, not everyone does that. What are you fucking talking about?
What if it breaks down? Then you bought it really expensive. I don't have a TV now. It's in storage.
Oh, of course, the $4 TV. She doesn't even have that anymore. It's in her storage, of course. By the time she fucking gets that shit out of storage, we'll have fucking TVs in our brain. You won't even need a fucking TV anymore.
And when I got the TV, I had it in a park.
You have a fucking iPhone implanted in your brain like in Futurama. You won't even fucking need the thing.
I just literally said that. When I got the TV, I was at my apartment. That's the TV I had in my room. Hello. Show you with the TV.
Hello.
I don't have the TV. It's in storage.
We don't care about the
even
fucking
paying
TV.
rent. So I don't know why you said my mom had an apartment. My dad was the one that was paying the rent with his disability. Open your eyes, you're homeless. Oh my God, I didn't even realize I was homeless. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for letting
Seems
me
like
know
you
that.
need to be
I'm
reminded.
Guys, did you know I'm homeless?
You're so
I didn't even
fucking...
realize I'm homeless.
You're so fucking cocky and fucking smug. You always act fucking holier than thou and like you're a huge victim and like you're the fucking most performative, virtue signaling asshole on the fucking planet. You should be reminded of that.
Oh my god. Hey mom, did you know that we're homeless? We don't know that we're homeless. You know what
It really sometimes doesn't seem like you know, because the way you behave and act, you would not believe it.
it's so weird when you say that.
Because you don't try and work, you don't try and make any fucking money, you don't try and even do like the most basic ways to make money. Like, you could fucking. It's not even a job. You could do it whenever you want. Yeah, like, and I have a friend who does this just to make some extra fucking money every week, like to pay for gas and stuff. He gets cans out, like big, can dumps at like, God, what's like strip malls and shit. When they dump out all their recycling and shit, he'll go by and like, get a couple bucks worth of cans. And he used to do that, a bunch of places during the week, like while he was working his job and shit. At the end of the week, he'd have like, I don't know, usually like 30 to 50 bucks in that shit.
I never paid rent.
Tophia doesn't even do that. Like,
I saved up.
she does nothing. She does nothing.
I
But
wasn't
lay
making
around
enough
waiting
money
for
to
social
pay
media
rent.
to
I just
pay
started
her.
social media.
She just started it apparently.
Mind you, when I did make money, my dad asked me for the money to start businesses. I paid for online websites that costed $400.
It costed. Once again, does this chick have a high school education or a GED? I'm very curious. Please, if someone knows,
Here
please tell
telling
me.
me I never paid rent. Neither did my brother's ex, and she was also living
Okay, literally nobody mentioned her except
there.
you.
Neither did my brother, because they were told
So who did?
that to save money. They literally got told. My dad said, you guys don't have to pay rent. Save your money so you can get a place. No, she was going to the
Dude, that hair is nasty. It's like moving as one piece.
casino and gambling money.
Oh my
And then
god.
she was going out.
Tophia archive. These videos sometimes make me want to gag and throw up, and I have a really weak gag reflex. I throw up easily.
And eating fast food. Mind you,
Like, eating fast food makes me, like, last time I had Burger King, I got super sick. Last time I had Chick-fil-A, I got super sick, and she's just talking about eating fast food. Like, it's no big deal.
with that,
I literally think I got food poisoning last time I ate Chick-fil-A, and the last time I ate Burger King, I think I did too, but that was also in another country, so that one, a little bit more acceptable. But the Chick-fil-A, I hadn't seen my dad throw up I think in 30-something years, maybe ever in my entire life, and me and him were both thrown up. The first time I think I've ever seen him throw up in my life was from that Chick-fil-A.
to the casino, when people kept catching me at the casino.
That's
it was
crazy.
not with
My
my
dad
money,
has like
by
a
the way.
stomach of
If I'm-
steel.
How is it that you call
That
me
shit
broke,
got him sick.
but then I'm able to go
How do we call you broke?
to the casino? That literally makes no sense. It's either
Well, actually, Tophia, a lot of broke people go to the casino because they're stupid and they think that they can turn their last 20 bucks into 2 million
I'm broke or
because they're completely delusional.
I have money. Like, you can't have one
Believe it or
without the
not,
other.
actually,
You
a
literally
lot of
sit here
people
and
do
say, oh,
that.
you was broke. Oh, you're broke. But then when you take pictures of me at the casino, oh, there's you spending money at the casino. What money? If I'm broke, then what money?
The tiny little bit of money you have.
The person that took me offered to give money to play. That's
Sis-
the reason why I went.
That was such a lie, and it's still such a lie. But I wonder if she like has said it enough at this point that she believes it.
I wouldn't be going to the casino. I had no money. I don't go to the casino when I don't have no money, except when I was in the car.
Wait, don't you guys
Because
not
my
go to
brother
the
would take
casino
us
that
to get out of the
costed
car.
her too much
He
money?
would go with his friends when we were sleeping in the car. His friends didn't even know we were sleeping in the car. He would take us to the casino on Fridays after Sonic because his friends would go to get us out of the car. No, I didn't use people. They said, you want to go? And I said, yeah. I never said, hey, let's go to the casino. I'm not the one who asked. I didn't ask people for their money. They said, hey, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I'll go. I'll get out.
Now it's
I
suddenly
didn't ask
people, not a
for money.
woman.
I didn't use
Remember, it was a
people.
woman that gave her money to gamble at the casino. It's just one lady. You said, "Here, oh, take this money. Here, I don't want to. I didn't come to Vegas to gamble. I came here to give money to someone else, a stranger, to gamble."
Because if that's the case, I would have told them to go every single day. I would have said, hey, let's go to the casino. Let's
Why?
not do that.
Aren't you this money management expert? You were just bragging about it. You would be going to the casino every day if you could.
That's weird.
Jesus Christ, Sophie. Oh my God.
Actually, I didn't have to use the money for gambling, by the way. I could have saved the money, you know that. She didn't say that we had to gamble it.
Oh, now it's back to a she. I wonder if she believes this at this point.
I literally didn't have to, but I was making money.
She didn't have to, but she was making money. Tophia, did you leave that casino with more money than the strange lady that didn't exist gave you? I'm pretty sure you left the casino with no money.
Mind you, I was doing good at blackjack.
She was doing good at... Tophia knows blackjack, you guys. I'm sure she's a card counter. You know, I can count cards a little bit, depending on the amount of decks, and I know what the purpose of it is. I doubt Tophia could explain it to you if you gave her a year to do it. And somehow I'm supposed to believe that Tophia was doing good at blackjack. I mean, I guess just by random chance it's possible. That is possible
And
by
yes, I
random
didn't
chance.
blow all the money at the casino. If I wasn't doing good, I would save some. I would come home with at least something. I wouldn't just spend all the money at the casino.
How much is at least
My
something to
storage
you?
was being paid on top of what I was making from Timu. I just told you I did save it. I paid my bills with it. I literally just paid my storage with it, and I paid my phone bill. That's where the money went. I saved it for storage. Storage. It's not gonna get auctioned off because I still have time to pay it. I'm getting paid from Timu, but I didn't set up the video right, so now I fixed it so it's set up right, so my storage is gonna get paid. Anyways, my phone is at 10%. It's gonna die, so I better get off.
She's positive about her
Don't
storage.
forget to subscribe for more videos.
So that was Tophia today, you guys. She was really all over the place. She's as crazy as ever. Sorry, this video is long. And I'm tired. It's after my bedtime. I'm an old person at 35. You know, I have a bedtime, unlike Tophia, who just stays up all night in a shelter because she doesn't have to work or do anything. So, anyway, yeah, there was a lot to say, which is why this went so long. Tophia's out of her mind. There's so, like... you gotta know how to manage money. I know how to manage money well. And then a second later, she's talking about blowing a third of her $3,000 at Comic-Con on fucking signatures. Comic-Con signatures. Almost, it would be unbelievable if it wasn't Tophia. So, you know. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm sorry it's been a few days. There's like so much coming out of her. It's just like impossible to do, because even here where I'm talking over her a lot, there's just so much in this one. I had to pause, and this video is now almost 2 hours long. Like, no one's gonna fucking watch it. I have to keep that shit shorter, but I don't know how with some of this shit. Like, she's just so out of her mind and just so I mean, what do you say to some of this stuff? Like, it's just so it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, she's calling other people lazy, saying, oh, if you know there's a job opening, like, you're lazy for not working there. What if I have a job, Tophia? What if they're just suggesting it to you because they know you do not have one? Like, it's just, she's crazy. Again, that's why she's the best lolcow, that's why she's the gift that keeps on giving, and that's why it's amazing to watch this shit and to comment on it. You know, even though this is long and I'm tired, it's 10:20 right now. This is late for me. I'm usually asleep at 9:30, okay? I'm an old person. This is great. I'm glad I did this one again. I should have done it earlier in the day. I'd started it and then I, like, paused it to go do other stuff, and that was, like, kind of important, and none of it even got resolved anyway, so it feels like a big waste of my time regardless, but... Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Thanks a lot to the wonderful Tophia Archive for putting up the videos for me to react to, as always. And have a good night, everyone, or a good day, wherever you happen to be on this spinning rock that we call Earth. See ya!